What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Watch&Cut channel. So today we've got another knife that Alex would like to talk about. I got this one, actually I didn't get it in the mail. I picked it up. I work 15 minutes away from there. So I drove and picked another one up a little bit ago. And I wanted this knife actually a few months back when it first came out, but I missed the drop. This is the MX-200 SF, or stonewash finish. This one's kind of exciting for me because this one is Lucas Emerson's first design. This is what they call the MX-200. This knife is freaking awesome. Now, from what I read on the Emerson website, Lucas made a couple customs. Lucas is Ernie's son, and Ernie liked it so much that he said we have to throw it into production. And this is the result of that. You can see it's got Lucas Emerson's name right there. I guess that would be his logo. And they basically designed this off of Ernie's. I guess Ernie has a huge collection of blades, and one of them, I believe, is a Nepalese Kukri. And he got this from the Nepalese Army, and they're very well known for the Kukri design. So anyways, that's kind of what this exaggerated recurve kind of downward slope design is. This is the Kukri blade design, and I gotta admit, I'm a sucker for Kukris. I love that blade design. I have a couple knives that are folding Kukris, if you will. They're just not done correctly very often. Now, ironically enough, the only other one I really like is the Ziba S4, which is a collaboration with Jason Knight, who is the Kukri master, in my opinion, when it comes to making custom Kukris. But yeah, that's what this blade design is. And then you have this really cool kind of handle that really locks the knife into the hand. This is not a shy knife by any means. It's not small. It's not large either, but it does have a lot of real estate. It does have a lot of blade, and I really, really dig it. The only thing that I'm going to say is, for a conventional guy, this is going to be a pain in the ass to resharpen. But other than that, this is freaking sick. I love this. I've been carrying this knife around for about a week now. I've cut a few little light things with it, and it does the job like I expected. This curve right here just digs into everything, cuts it really nicely. There's a couple other things that are an upgrade on this knife. It's on ball bearings. That's one thing that's kind of unusual for Emerson knives. So you can see it's got that drop shut action that you don't usually get on an Emerson knife. So I like that. The flipper tab is positioned nicely. It's kind of rounded. It's got a very mild hook. No jimping on it. I don't think that was necessary, but I really like that. I like how the knife looks when it's closed too. The blade is fairly tucked in symmetrically, and you can see the flipper tab right here. Some people like to refer these things as a pocket pecker. Good old Nick Shabazz, if you guys watch his channel. But I don't mind flipper tabs. And then the overall profile, if you're looking at the knife, it sticks out a little, but it's not too obnoxious. This one does not carry deep. I like that better. I like having a piece of the knife to pull out of the pocket. You got your traditional Emerson black clip here, although they do make a deep carry clip if you want one. You got your lanyard hold right here if that's your thing. You got 3 back spacers that are barreled and hollowed out. You got titanium liners with black and gray rich light on the very top. It almost looks like carbon fiber, actually, because there's a lot of that unidirectional carbon fiber out nowadays, but when you actually feel it, has more of a micarta feel to it, and that's when you see these little layers right here that are kind of micarta-ish. That's how you could tell it's dark rich light. Or you could look on their website and it'll say it right there. So yeah, I got absolutely no critiques about this knife. I love it. I think it's great. It's a pretty typical Emerson knife. Another thing I'm gonna highlight is, as I mentioned in a previous video, a lot of Emerson knives, it's the lock stick is a thing, right? I hate to do this in two videos, but I want to insinuate that in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 knives I bought from Emerson, the QC is so much better. Like, the stick is pretty much gone. Another example was the Com 7, which has the traditional, washers, not bearings like this one. Same thing, no stick. I really, 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 really appreciate that. That was one of the things that with Emerson knives, I was like, yeah, I hate it when they do that. This one is a sheepdog from years ago. This one does it a little bit. Another cool flipper, just for size comparisons. One of Emerson's medium-sized knives. Let's pull it out against a mid-tech Hellraiser, because that's always fun to look at. Let me see. I guess for a good size comparison that everybody's more familiar with, let's put it up against a PM2. So there it is, next to the Paramilitary 2. Really kind of a manageable size knife. It does look a bit aggressive, but it's freaking badass. So yeah, just don't bring it to the office depending on where you work. In my office, it's absolutely no problem. As a matter of fact, I carried a 10-ounce knife yesterday, so they're all used to my madness over there, and actually got a few of them collecting knives now, ironically enough. This one's got all the deployment methods you would think of from a knife. You got the flipper, which is nice. You got the thumb deployment style, as usual, with the disc. And it Spidey flicks beautifully. So detent is nice and crisp. Retention of the blade is really good. Yeah, just a really nice, solid knife. I'm going to keep an eye on Lucas. I think he's got some really cool ideas when it came to this knife, and I can't wait to see what he designs next. And it'd be kind of interesting to see if he kind of starts taking a role with Emerson knives a little bit more like Pops, which would be kind of cool. I think one thing I'd like to mention, since I was carrying it, the only thing that this knife doesn't do well, that some of the Emersons, like this one, for example, does a lot better, is the Emerson Wave. The Emerson Wave, to get this one to hook and deploy, a little bit trickier than the others. Usually I'll grab the back of the knife in the pocket, and what I'll do is I'll twist it towards the material, so when I pull it, you'll basically deploy the blade out, right? But even then, just because the way like this pathway is designed, it doesn't work as well as some of the more traditional design waves. So it still works, but maybe that's my only little design thing that I noticed. I don't even call it a critique, because the wave doesn't matter to me with all the other methods of deployment. So anyways, guys, make sure you like the channel. Make sure you like the video. Leave comments down below. Did you guys get one of these? If not, think about getting one of these, because I really like it. And hopefully we can get Lucas on the podcast. I kind of reached out to see if he wanted to go ahead and join us and talk about his knife design journey. That should be pretty cool. If you guys haven't checked out my podcast, it's EDC Hour with Dirk and Alex. Right now, we're throwing it off of Dirk Warning's channel. He's got about 10,000 subscribers, so I think that keeps it busier. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully we get him on. That'll do it for tonight. This is Alex from the Watch and Cut channel, out for the evening.